everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sonia, you with me on Thinking Thursdays. I hope you're doing very well. Let me ask you, how important is money in your life? What is the relevance of money in our lives? पैसा कितना जरूरी है डे टू डे लाइफ के लिए, आगे की प्लानिंग के लिए, अपनी लग्जरीज के लिए? बट क्या पैसा उतना जरूरी है when it comes to our relations, our relationships? Be it our parents, be it our siblings, be it the relation with our spouse, our friends, our colleagues, our relatives. So, is money still very important when it comes to relationships? That's the topic that we're going to be discussing today. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button if you've still not subscribed to my channel, as every Thursday I bring new episodes for you. Stay tuned with me till the end of the episode. Don't go anywhere. Grab your cups of coffee and let's start with today's episode. Is money important when it comes to our relationships, or then it's all about how smartly we play with the topic of money when it comes to our day-to-day relationships that we've treasured all our lives, right? So let's get started. We all know that money plays a very critical part in our lives. Yet, it's often a very delicate subject when it comes to our own relationships. Whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, brother, sister, parents, our cousins, like, our relatives, our taji, mama ji, chacha ji, our first cousin, second cousin, our friends, that we've, the bond that we've developed over the years, our colleagues that we are working with them day in, day out. We're spending most of our day, most of our time in the office. So, of course, there's a bond that we develop even at work. Also, when we are starting a new venture, so of course, there are partners involved, there are other stakeholders involved, and of course, money is a critical, it's in the middle somewhere. And often, if we do not handle this situation where money is involved in a rightful manner, it can actually lead to strain in our relationships, strain in the bonds that we've created. And often it can lead to a lot of tension, misunderstanding, and even bring the relation to a point where the relationship breaks. So it's very important to understand the dynamic relationship that money and our relationships play in our lives. So money is not just a currency. For some people, money stands for freedom and financial security, whereas for others, it's a means to live the life to the fullest, go for holidays, experience new things in life. And for some, it's a way of fulfilling their basic needs in their life. Let's take the example of a couple. Now, if the husband is more financially oriented in terms of that we have to save money, we don't have to spend too much on our luxuries, we need to save for our future, we need to have a retirement fund, and he is very systematic in his planning. Whereas the other partner, which is the spouse, which is the wife, maybe she doesn't believe in all of that and she likes to live in the moment today, which is not wrong. She believes that yes, we should go for holidays, we need to upgrade our living. If we have the money, why not spend it on whatever that we would like to do in life? And so there is a difference of opinion when it comes to finances. And if both of them, they don't sit and discuss each other's aspirations in life in terms of financial goals, in terms of the way they want to live, the way they want to spend the money, it will then lead to a lot of tension between them if they actually don't sit together and see, can they find a common ground so that both of them are happy, and, it doesn't lead them to a point that they start having daily fights and there's a lot of tension and they actually think of parting ways, right? So that's the same case when it comes to our parents, our siblings, our friends, our colleagues, and everybody around. Because when money is involved, we all would like to make sure that because of money, we don't lose out on the people who are very important in our lives. क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि there are times that maybe the wife is earning more, मीनी है, मंथली इनकम है वो हस्बैंड से ज्यादा है, या हो सकता है हस्बैंड की जो मंथली इनकम है वो वाइफ से ज्यादा है. चांसेस आर कि ये डिस्पैरिटी ऑफ इनकम रहेगा. हो सकता है एक भाई और बहन या टू ब्रदर्स के बीच में या टू सिस्टर्स के बीच में देयर वुड बी डिस्पैरिटी ऑफ इनकम. बट व्हेन दैट डिस्पैरिटी स्टार्ट्स influencing the day-to-day decisions of our lives, that's when problem starts creeping into our lives as well. क्योंकि often हम लोगों ने देखा है या सुना है that जो घर में ज्यादा कमाता है चलती उसकी है. Gone are those days when we used to see that even on television and in the movies. We used to hear people talking, and sometimes even our parents used to be of the opinion जो ज्यादा कमा रहा है थोड़ा उसका ध्यान रखो, उसको खाना ठीक से दो, टाइम से दो, and all of that. We've seen it in our day-to-day lives. We've seen it in our neighborhood and maybe in our own homes as well. But this is a time now to start changing your thought process if you want a stress-free life. We also have to understand a lot of money decisions, the way we look at money, the way we would like to spend money, a lot also depends on the kind of upbringing that we've had, the kind of cultural background that we come from. So, for example, the wife has come from a background, say, where the parents were very clear that money you need to save for future, it's required for your retirement, it's very important to save as well, and while you're spending the money, so while you're living a good life, make sure that you're saving money for future as well, right? And maybe the other person who came from a upbringing where the parents said, जियो खुल के जियो, आज की सोचो, कल की मत चिंता करो, and all of that, where the husband maybe comes from that background and maybe he thought कि भाई आज के बारे में सोचते हैं, कल जो होगा देखा जाएगा and all, whereas the wife thinks no, we have to plan for future. So both of them, if they don't find a common ground and they don't sit and talk about it and they don't hear out each other, it will certainly lead to a lot of stress in their lives. And वो stress किस लिए है? क्योंकि पैसों की बात हो रही है. अक्सर झगड़ा जो होता है ना दो दोस्तों के बीच में, दो लोगों के बीच में, कहीं ना कहीं इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली इट इज लिंक्ड टू द मनी फैक्टर इन आवर लाइव्स. तो आज हम देखते हैं कि हाउ मनी कैन बी, द मनी इशू कैन बी टैकल्ड व्हेन इट कम्स टू आवर डिफरेंट इंपॉर्टेंट रिलेशनशिप्स. एंड सबसे पहला रिश्ता किसी का भी जब बनता है तो वो अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बनता है, मदर एंड फादर. That's the first relationship that we are born to, that we experience in our lives, right? So our parents, they sacrifice a lot for us. अपनी छोटी छोटी ख्वाहिशों को वो साइड में रखते हैं बिकॉज उनको अपने बच्चों को एक फुलफिलिंग, एक हैप्पी लाइफ देनी होती है. कि बच्चे ने कुछ भी मांगा तो पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं कि नहीं यार, मैं अपने लिए शूज बाद में ले लूंगा, बेटे का स्पोर्ट्स कंपटीशन आ रहा है, बेटे को एक नए शूज चाहिए तो आई गिव हिम, बेटे को एक नई साइकिल चाहिए, बेटे को एक नई बाइसिकल चाहिए. सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट किड्स एंड पेरेंट्स कीप पोस्टपोनिंग देयर needs. They actually keep the needs and the luxuries of their kids more than their own self. And up to a point, yes, the kids should expect that care from them without unfair demands that they give to their parents. They should also, as we grow up in our lives, we need to also understand that if we are demanding the best for our lives and expecting that from our parents, then it is our duty to also ensure that our parents are also getting the best and they are also experiencing new things. They're also traveling the world, they're also taking holidays, they're also taking breaks, they're also going for shopping, they're going for movie nights and date nights and whatnot, right? So up to a point, जब तक हम when we start working, हमारा college खत्म हो गया and we are now going in for a job, there are many people I've seen कि जैसे ही उनका school खत्म होता है, college में ही they find a different source of income. Today, because of the digital era, it's so much possible. You can become an influencer, you can start taking some online classes. So there's a lot that you can do even when you're in college to actually start financing your own little needs. But if you're not doing that, it's okay. Your parents are there to take care of you. But eventually when you start working, that's the time you should stop taking any money from your parents. Although the parents will still say, that yes, we'll take care of you, we'll provide you for your accommodation, your food, etc., etc., because that's the love that the parents have for you. But eventually, when you're in your 20s, when you start earning, I think it's very sensible. I've seen many kids. I've seen, in my own family, I've seen these young kids who are like, they have so much of self respect that they would not like to, beyond a point, take anything from their parents. They would like to encourage the parents to keep that money from themselves for their future, for their retirement, or whatever. And when you're starting to earn, after a point, initially it's okay when you're not contributing to your family, when you're not giving the money to your family in terms of your parents, because they are also in the right age where maybe they've not retired and they're still working, they're still supporting their financial needs, and you've just started your career. So it's understandable, they'll also understand if you're not able to give them some money to take care of their expenses, because you're also making a career for yourself and you should start saving if you want to do any further studies later on, so that you don't need to ask money from your parents in future. So when you're starting your career, maybe shuru ke 5-6 saal, 10 saal, you're working, you're actually figuring out your financial stability. But yes, when you move into your 40s or your late 30s, 40s, when you moved into it, start contributing to your parents as well. Because see, they've spent so much on you. It's nice. They won't expect that from you. But वो कहीं ना कहीं अपना मन मारना शुरू कर देंगे कि if they want to travel, they'll think वो FD तोड़नी पड़ेगी, वो म्यूचुअल फंड को हटाना पड़ेगा. And with all of that, I think they will never ask help from you, but they'll feel proud when you start giving them some bit of the pocket money. Even if they say we will not use this money, please put it in their bank accounts directly. It's like an SIP. You can start transferring the money even if they don't use it now. Tomorrow when they need the money, at least they'll have that money with them, right? Anytime, once a year, sponsor a holiday for them, let them go. Once in a while, take them for a movie, take them for shopping or dining out. They'll feel good about it. And that's where, the money factor is not coming in. They are not feeling stressed about money, and you are also, feeling good about it. Ki, I'm not reaching a point where my parents have to ask money from me. I'm providing for them automatically. So even if tomorrow there is something that they would like to discuss, they will be feeling more confident in coming and speaking to you. And if they're not coming and speaking to you, the best that you can do is once in a while have these conversation with your parents in terms of how is your financial health, do you have an insurance, medical insurance, have you taken insurance of whatever gadgets that you have at home, do you have enough money in terms of taking care of shopping or your travel, if home renovation is supposed to happen, just say that okay, fine, I'll get the home renovated for you. Look at how is their retirement financial planning, how is it going on, do they have enough money, is anything related to money stressing them out while you are trying to take care of your parents in terms of financially. Please make sure that you do not hurt their self-respect. Show respect to them. It should not be, I've seen many children giving money to the parents as if a task that they're ticking in their checklist. No, when you're contributing or when you're helping your parents financially, it should look like a genuine effort, like something that went by unnoticed. वो एहसान जता के वो help करना, then you are hurting their self-respect, which is actually gonna push them away from you, which will actually lead to a big kind of a gap coming in with your parents. So I think don't do that. If you want to help them wholeheartedly. Don't show that you're doing this for them, right? They'll understand whatever that you're trying to do for them, right? So money is a delicate matter when it comes to our parents, because they've taken care of us and it's our duty to take care of them without making them realize what is it that you're doing for them, right? So moving on, after parents, next thing that comes to our life is our friends. We make a lot of friends in our life, but who are friends for us? Meaning, we make friends in school, then we forget them. We make friends in college, we forget them. In school, maybe the whole class is my friend, right? But from the class, maybe one or two friends will carry on in college, then you lose touch with them. In college, you will make new friends, and then when you start working, you'll make friends at work or maybe in your neighborhood where you've just shifted. And along the line, there will be few people who will not remain your friends, who will not be in touch with you, but there'll be certain people, वो जो कहते हैं ना 20 साल की दोस्ती, 30 साल की दोस्ती, एंड कई बार सालों में नहीं गिनते हैं दोस्तियों को, 1-2 साल में you develop such a strong bond with people, and you're like, this is the friend that I'm going to have for the rest of my life ahead, right? So those are friends for you, who will be there standing with you no matter what, and you would like to stand with them no matter what. But अक्सर दोस्ती में अगर पैसा आ जाता है ना, तो वो दोस्ती खराब हो जाती है, क्योंकि दोस्त का नजरिया फाइनेंस को देखने का, पैसे को देखने का बहुत अलग होता है. एवरी फ्रेंड ऑफ योर्स और इंक्लूडिंग यू, योर इनकम लेवल्स विल बी वेरी डिफरेंट, योर बैकग्राउंड्स विल बी वेरी डिफरेंट, योर अप्रोच टू मनी विल बी वेरी डिफरेंट. सम फ्रेंड्स विल बी लाइक धीरे खर्चा करके, मतलब धीरे से खर्चा करो, क्यों इतना फालतू खर्चा कर रहे हो, क्यों इतना ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग करते रहते हो, तुम्हारे पास इतने जूते पड़े हैं, तुमने और जूते क्यों खरीद लिए, तुम्हारे पास कबर्ड में इतने कपड़े पड़े हुए हैं, यू स्टिल शॉपिंग फॉर क्लोथ्स. सो देयर आर फ्रेंड्स who will keep telling you, why are you shopping so much, you already have so many clothes, you're wasting your money. Whereas there'll be other friends who will say, let's go for a holiday, man, paisa kuch nahi, we'll stay in a 5-star property with this and that. And there are other friends who will say, dude, I am not earning that much, I really can't afford this trip. Because there is a comfort level, that's the reason that friend is able to tell you, dude, I'm going to Dutch and I'm going to contribute, but that's not the budget that I'm looking at, right? So without hurting each other's egos, without hurting each other's emotions, money needs to be very delicately handled between friends. अगर आपके बीच में कोई ऐसा friend है, who will keep asking for money, who will keep expecting that whenever you're going out, you are the only one to make the payment, the other friend of yours doesn't want to contribute and all, and हर बार होगा ना, तो somewhere down the line, one of you will start, pointing it out that, why are you not contributing? Once in a while is fine, but at least you also need to contribute, and that will create a rift between you then. Otherwise, the other person, maybe because of the other friend, maybe because his salary is not that much or her salary is not that much, and you always like to go to fancy restaurants, so maybe that's the reason the other person is not keen on footing the bill or contributing in the bill with you, and you are also not noticing that. When you start noticing that, by the time it will be too late. So it's always advisable that when you're with friends, please set your expectations right. Ask other people before planning anything. What is the kind of money that each one of us can spend? Make sure you respect each other's feelings. Again, you communicate very openly, and you are not taking offense of if somebody is not able to go with the property that you are recommending. Or then you should be open-hearted to say that, okay, dude, I'm going to take care of the hotel. You guys take care of the footing the bill for food and drinks and whatever, right? So I think it's very important between friends to understand each other's financial limitations, communicate very, very openly and transparently, so that your friendship is always intact and money cannot find a way to separate you from your friends. I would like to also say that there are many friends who will ask you for money. Can I borrow some money from you? I have this EMI coming in, my salaries got delayed, so can I borrow some money for you? So you need to, at that time, try to find out, is it a genuine reason the other person is borrowing money? And when you're lending that money, don't have this in mind that the person has said that he will return the money in 1 month, so after 1 month you start chasing your friend that, okay fine, you said 1 month, you said 1 month. So when you're lending the money, always keep in mind that whatever the time duration the other person is telling you, that person may or may not keep that promise of returning that money during that time. And if there is a delay happening in the other person in terms of returning your money, then it should not bother you, then it should not affect you, then it should not change the perception about that person in your eyes. Only then you should lend the money. Otherwise, do not lend the money. And if you cannot lend the money to your friend, then somewhere down the line, I don't think that person is your friend. After parents, after friends, who are the people that we actually meet? Are relatives, right? We make bonds with our relatives as well. And I think with relatives also, it's a very tricky situation. You need to be very, very careful, be transparent with them, be open with them. And if any relative is asking you for money in terms of, taking care of their house, or there is some really big financial crisis that is coming, or maybe somebody lost their job or etc., I think then, depending on what is your equation with your relative, you should go all out to help the other person. But don't, फिर वही एहसान मत जताना. Relatives के साथ भी it's the same thing like your parents. Don't show off that you're trying to give them money. Always be very humble and tell them that, okay, fine, if you don't want to give the cash, say if somebody wants to renovate the house and they don't have the money for it, you can say that, okay, fine, I'll get maybe your kitchen done up, or I'll take care of your bedroom, or I'll take care of painting of your house. So that way, it's not like the money, but you're actually contributing in making their home better. So figure out a way when they're asking for help, how you can help them without making them feel small. Right? After this, the people who come into our lives is our colleagues, our work partners, because we start working, we start spending a lot of time at work. So it's very natural to start developing bonds. But let me make it very clear. Like, I've had that principle. I've had best of my friends from my work fraternity as well. But as long as I'm working in that office, those friendships, of course, they're very strong. But during the office hours, it's a very different relation with them. But the moment the office is over, it's totally like, you're friends with other friends, right? So your colleagues are no longer colleagues after office hours, they become your friends. At that also, you need to actually ask yourself, is this the person that I would like to carry on my friendship even after I've left this company? And if the answer is yes, only then you should actually, if the other person is in need of money, or if you're going out partying, or you're going for lunches together or dinners together or whatever. So there, if you're dutching in, then the other person, dutches equally, or you kind of, if somebody is paying on behalf of you, then you're okay with that, and you're not expecting the other person to pay. But if you are getting into a mode of dutching, or you're contributing every time you're going, then make sure you're paying your share on time, without the other person have to remind you, because that will again spoil your friendship. Don't let money come in between any relationship, for that matter. And one rule I've always had, I never lent money to anyone when I was working in any company, because that's my rule. I don't lend to people that I'm not very comfortable with, or I don't know them, or they're not like that close to me. So even if somebody used to ask me for money in terms of any financial crisis, I used to very politely decline. And even if, it was really very big financial crisis that they had, maybe there was some medical emergency in their family, I used to lend them money, but I used to also document it, like maybe send them a WhatsApp message that this is what it is. You've accepted to pay me back this money in a month or 2 months or 3 months. Just record that you've paid the money, because tomorrow that person might say, oh, I don't remember you paying me or you lending me that money. What proof will you have tomorrow then? To safeguard your interest in that scenario, please record whatever money that you're paying. Document it if you're lending any money to any colleague of yours at work. And I think the other person will also not mind it, because it's a loan the other person is taking from you, right? So I don't think the other person should feel bad about it. But if the person is feeling bad about it, then you need to double check if the intentions of the other person is right or not. And lastly, the relation that we have, like a very strong bond that often people have, is with their spouses, husband and wife. Now, I'm not married, but I can still talk on this subject, because a lot of my friends are married. People all around me, they're all married people. So, of course, I can give you some tips here, that if both of you have difference of opinion when it comes to money, then only thing that will work is when you guys sit together, talk it out, that okay, fine, what is your financial goal, what is my financial goal, and we need to work together in this. If you have separate bank accounts, and if you need to contribute in your home, then make sure that somebody maybe is taking care of the rent and the other person is taking care of the home expenses, and you're contributing together. It's not like, the burden of taking care of day-to-day expenses is only on one partner. Because if both of you are earning, then I think both of you should contribute. Now that could be basis any rule that you both have kept for yourself, which should sound equal and which should not sound like, one is doing a lot whereas the other person is only like spending money and all. So I think whatever works between the two of you, you guys should talk openly about your financial goals. You both should know what is the salary each one of you is drawing, because this is, I think, a very common factor that I see in married couples कि एक दूसरे को पता ही नहीं है कि एक दूसरे की सैलरी क्या है, दोनों को मालूम नहीं है कि एक दूसरे के बैंक अकाउंट में कितना बैलेंस है. So I think when you're married, you trust each other, and that's the relationship that you're going with, right? So if that is the case, I think both of you should know what is each other's salary, what is the balance in each other's account, what savings are you going in for. So if there is any mutual funds that you've taken, any provident fund, any stocks and shares that you've invested in, you both should be aware of each other's investments. And when you're spending money, you need to keep some money for your own personal choices, because being husband and wife, I'm sure what kind of shopping husband likes, maybe wife doesn't like that kind of shopping, right? So I think there should be some funds that you should keep for your individual choices. But again, whatever are your common house expenses, I think both should contribute to it. And it should not look like that, it's the male responsibility to run the house. I think gone are those days. I think it's a marriage of partnership, where both have to run the house, both have to run together to make that home a beautiful home, a life a beautiful life. So it's always advisable to plan jointly, to have open communication and open discussion when it comes to money, and have shared responsibility, because that way you're going to be showing respect to each other as well. Before I end this episode, I'd just like to say that most important and valuable asset in our life is our relationships. We nurture these relationships, not the money that we earn. So it's very important to know the difference between money and our relationships. Create a healthy balance and don't let one spoil the other. On that note, we come to the end of our episode. I really hope that you found value, and if you feel that I've missed out on something or you have a difference of opinion, do leave a comment for me. I would love to hear your opinions. Have a great day, everyone, and I'm going to see you in my next episode. Bye-bye.